This is Vigilante for ReasonForRhymes.com in your black world. Right now I'm talking to two men that got a great show, and it's called the Black Jews Dialogue. So, with no further ado, what up, people?
How you doing? How
Hey.
you doing?
What's going on? So, for the record, I just got through watching this show, and man, it was powerful. You touch every type of subject you can touch, and like sketch comedy in a sense,
Right.
but yet with a conscience to it. So
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle meets consciousness.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so how did you come about that? And just kind of let the people know how you start the Black Jew Dialogues.
Well, how we started it, me and my writing partner wrote the show about, almost 10 years ago. Actually, more like 7 or 8 years ago. We wrote it because we wanted to try and start a conversation between blacks and Jews. There are two groups in America that have dealt with a lot of the same stuff, a lot of bigotry, a lot of oppression. And over the last 25, 30 years, we've really been going in two different directions. And, for people who, live in the underserved, who live in the non-dominant groups, the idea here is you need to be working together. You need to be getting together rather than, segregating yourselves unto yourselves. And so we tried to put together a show that was fun and funny and would give people a chance to sort of look at these ideas, not just from the black and Jewish experience, but how those isms affect everybody.
Okay. As I was seeing it now you have you, of course, who's a black man,
I'm a black man.
and then we have you, who, of course, is a Jew. Tell me how, when you got this opportunity, what did you think first when you heard about the Black Jews Dialogue?
See, I'm not actually a Jew.
Okay. Oh,
Which,
Yes.
Which does inform greatly sort of what I first thought when I got this. Because
Okay.
when I first heard that I got in a role in this, I was overcome with anxiety as to where my voice fits in this project.
Okay.
And it's something I'm still coming to terms with. In the sense of certainly not being able to speak to the black experience from an inside perspective, not being able to speak to the Jewish experience from an inside perspective, but being able to speak from a generational perspective, which is something that we try and address in the show,
Right.
and dealing not only with differences cross-cultural, but also cross-generational, which in some ways can be just as big obstacles to overcome.
Oh, they're huge. And like my Jewish partner, the guy I wrote the show with, a guy named Larry Jay Tish.
Okay.
When we decided to expand the cast, because it was just the two of us, and last year we decided we're going to try and branch out. So one of the things that we said we wanted to do was not just make it about these two old guys talking about all these issues, but we want to make it about a cross-generational dialogue,
Good
because
move.
cultural dialogue is important, but generational dialogue is so valuable as well. I think it's one of the things that, especially in the black community, we don't give ourselves enough weight and credit to,
Exactly.
which is we can talk about and we can bemoan the problems we see with our young black men and our young black people, but guess what? There are young black people. And if we're not talking to them about it, if we're not engaging the issues, if we're not engaging the problems and having the conversation, then why should on any level should we be surprised when it's not going the way we think it should?
I agree. Now, as y'all do this show, and I was watching it, y'all got all kinds of different dialogue and languages and, things that's kind of racy, but things that have a point to the race.
Right.
What is the best case scenario when you did this show and the worst case scenario when you did this show?
As far as people's
reaction.
people's reactions.
Yeah.
Oh, the best case scenario is basically what happened today. People laugh a lot, and then afterwards we have a great conversation, which we totally had today after the show.
Oh, you really did.
Yeah. Did you want to add something?
Smell to it?
No, I mean, that's pretty much it. The best thing that we want people to take away from it is sort of what we say at the top of our show about not getting caught up in the words as what they are and what they can be in terms of shocking and appalling and making people shut down and turn off, but to acknowledge sort of what's behind the words and what's trying to be accomplished, and whether that is the words being used towards a more nefarious means, or whether it's words being used in ignorance, whether it's a cross-generational gap where the meaning of the words is getting lost between generations. is where people can kind of understand that at the end of the show, and like you said, where they can turn that around into a powerful discussion.
Right.
What about the worst?
The worst, we've actually, the show, as far as, I mean, understand this about the show: the haters don't come.
Exactly.
Or the haters walk out and they don't leave. They don't leave loudly. They just get up and walk out.
They dip on you.
Exactly. They just
Yep.
I got to go. I'm not comfortable.
Yep.
But in some of the discussions we've had people, like today was a good example.
Great example.
Yeah, where we had someone bring up an issue that happened before the show about somebody using some pretty ugly descriptors to characterize people on welfare. And the idea is that, you know, people are going to make mistakes. People are going to say things that are going to be potentially offensive. They're going to say things that, number one, they're probably not doing this because they think you're a problem. They're probably the person who makes that statement really want to be a person of goodwill. First, acknowledge that, you know what, maybe I misspoke. Maybe the idea that I'm going to make a statement that's going to compromise someone's individual dignity. To say, you know what, I think I did that. That's where the problems come in. And that's sometimes what happens in the discussion. Today's discussion was great. Exactly that. They said, you know what, I misspoke. I didn't say it as well as I wanted to. I was angry. And and I'm sorry.
And it took courage for her to stand there because she was kind of taking it left and right.
Exactly.
And she stood there and wrote it out. So that's a good thing. Okay, for the audience that's going to hear this, can we get a sample of how y'all do that so that people can understand? Y'all got anything? You know, if I was interviewing a rapper, what I'm normally doing, rap and stuff, I tell them to bust a freestyle. Could you do that to kind of let people know?
You want us to do a little bit of the fishing thing we did?
Let's do it.
We can do that whole thing if you want.
Okay, let's do it right now.
Okay, so
we right here live. This is what it is when you're on Your Black World. Let's get it.
Yeah, this is a sketch from the show we call the One Program.
Okay.
And I imagine a lot of black people can relate to it.
Let's get it.
Yeah. Hi there. Beautiful day. Great day for fishing.
Well, that was a great day for fishing.
Oh, I understand. Yeah, I bet you haven't seen a black family around here before.
Nope, not at this lake. I haven't.
Yeah, that's why we're here. We were sent.
Sent.
Yeah, it's part of the program.
The program?
Yeah, the ONE program.
What ONE program?
Well, ONE, one nigger everywhere.
One nig. Whoa.
It's a privately funded program.
Uh-huh.
You see, the reason white people are so afraid of us is that you never get to see us. We're all in the cities. The only time you see us is on TV when we're looting our own neighborhoods or getting beaten by the police or smoking up the chronic. So we figured we put a big pile of that Oprah cash together and move ourselves into every white community in America. That way there's just a few of us in each community and it's less scary for you. What's that, honey? Oh, no, I'm just talking to my new friend here. What's your name? He's Ted!
We're not friends!
Yes, we are!
Hey, buddy, look. This isn't a neighborhood or a community. This is a timeshare resort. I pay a lot of money to be here with the people I want to be here with.
Oh, yeah, me too. I got 52 of these spread all over the country.
52 timeshares?
Sure. See, my family, we deal with resorts and vacation spots. The One Program has sectors in corporate visibility. We've got neighborhood penetration. I'm a subsector of that. We've got political influence. We're really upset about that whole Colin Powell thing not working out during the Bush years. But did we get over the moon with Barack Obama?
Whoa. Barack's in the program?
In the program? Barack Obama was genetically engineered by the program. He was our effort to make the least scary black man ever. If he were any less scary, he'd be Canadian.
Canadian, that's good. No, but come on, Barack in the program, you're pulling my leg.
No, Ted. Ted. Listen, what do you do for a living?
I'm a partner in a law firm.
Got any black lawyers?
One. Chuck
Williams.
You know Chuck?
Of course I know Chuck. We've been in the program together for years.
Uh-huh.
Listen, here's the way we see it. All you white guys want to say, well, I've got a black friend. You're all exactly right. The tens and tens and tens of millions of you, we're all talking about the same 27 black guys. We're out here working hard to make you feel less scared.
But what about doing better on testing, better on education, getting into better schools?
Oh, no, we're fine there. Yeah. And besides, the Asians, they got a toehold on that one. We don't want to compete directly with them. No, we don't want to do that. And the Mexicans, they are committed to a strict policy of overpopulation.
Whoa.
Yeah, good luck building a wall big enough to stop that shit, man. It'll be like World War Mechs. Yeah. Listen, we just want to be your friends.
Oh.
And besides, we already speak the language.
Oh.
Yeah, you beat the African out of us centuries ago.
Oh, hey, I wasn't there.
Well, neither was I. No harm, no foul.
Oh. Do you like Starbucks?
I love Starbucks.
What do you say we go down the road and I buy you a little latte?
I would love a little latte.
I never got your name.
Oh, Bob.
Good to meet you, Bob.
Bob Whiteman. It's all about you, Teddy. It's all about you. Oh, what's that, honey?
Huh?
Oh, they're here already. No. Send them down. They deserve a shot at him just like we do.
Oh, wait, who?
Hey, Muhammad, Punjab, Tan, Chi, Muhammad, Jen, Maria, Pedro. I want you to meet Ted. He's awesome.
Whoa.
So there it is.
That was dope, man. That was dope. And I think that when you do that, like when y'all was doing that skit.
The thing about it is that for so many black people, we generally get two reactions from that sketch. Mm-hmm. Number one, there's certain white people who go, that was really offensive. Mm-hmm. And then we get black people who say, that's my life.
Yeah.
That's my life.
Yeah.
You just feel like you're, and it's part of what we try to bring up in the show, the simple idea that, for some people not in the dominant group, they work really hard to not, because the dominant group would them somehow for it. Mm-hmm. You can't be black and be in the white world with no consequence.
Exactly.
So a lot of black people, they sort of learn the language and the cultural mores of that world that is not necessarily their own. And for that, a lot of white people get offended that somehow the fact that we're making you do something wrong. Mm-hmm. It's not necessarily a right or a wrong, it's an is.
Exactly.
And that's what we want people to understand, that these cultural things that we hold on to is just who we are. You assign good and bad to it based on, how you perceive the other culture. There's nothing wrong with any culture by and large. But when you start to assign negative, power to it, like, okay, black people are this or black people are that, or white people are this and white people are that, that's when the problems come. And I think it's part of the big issue we see now with a lot of people who maybe have issues with our president. It's not about the fact that if you really look at the guy, if you look at his experience, if Barack Obama was just a guy on a piece of paper with no name, and you looked at his experience, mother's from Kansas, father's a foreigner, went to Harvard, was a law professor, you'd think white guy. But as soon as you assign a color to it, somehow it's all different. And so the fact that Barack Obama's cultural experience is more reflective of a white world, but people still have issues with him, we need to see a birth certificate, or we need to do this or that because he's not legitimate somehow. That's the problem that we're talking about, because you don't want to see this world and something that's not reflective of it as still part of your world.
So the Black Jew dialogue. So y'all travel all across?
Well, over to LA and
in a couple days. Omaha over the weekend.
Yep.
Okay, for the record, what is your name?
I am Ron Jones. I'm the black guy, Ron Jones.
Okay, and your name?
I'm Simon Pringle Wallace. I'm the not Jewish guy.
He's the fake Jew.
Okay, fake Jew. So where can they find anything about you at on the social media? Let the people know where they can find you at.
Oh, we're on Facebook, the Black Jew Dialogues. There's our website, Dialogues on Diversity.
Okay.
People can find all kinds of information about our show, our workshops, our tour, and also we have a whole page dedicated to 100 names.
No, a couple hundred.
A couple hundred
Different organizations that reflect, the range of issues of the non-dominant groups. There's Native American, there's Latino, Black, women, gay and lesbian. There's just social justice and social conscience organizations. Because our whole thing is that we don't want to just make this show about black people, because if you do that, once again, this is not to say that black people don't have issues and don't have things that make it hard for us to be us in this country. But the point we try to get across in the show is that there are the issues that compromise everyone's human dignity. And as long as they keep slicing us up into little groups and sort of going, okay, well, you get some and you get a little, and no, then guess what? They'll always keep us separate, and we'll never really make significant progress.
No doubt. Man, I enjoyed this interview. Thanks for the skit. I think people are going to love it.
Oh, our pleasure.
And like I say, we'll put it up on the site, man. Once again, thank y'all for participating and let me get a chance to step into y'all world. And Lenny for Your Black World and Reason for Rhymes.